Ladies and gentlemen, friends and fans, my name is Ryan Relican, and along with me I have Todd Sass.
Hi.
And we are here to announce the battle for the Brick Fowler Trophy between crosstown rivals Port Huron Northern High School and Port Huron High School. Strange thing seems is that the Huskies and Big Reds both play in the stadium, and this year around I guess it's the Big Reds' turn to play host. Well, it's good to know that thanks to the voters of the Port Huron Area School District, me and Todd Sass will be able to return for the rest of the season. This will not be the last game of the season for both teams, and we'd like to thank you.
Thanks.
We're waiting the starting introductions for both the Huskies and the Big Reds. It looks to me as though the Husky defense is going to be introduced first. At safety, we have number 22, Charlie Zimmer. At another safety, we have number 27, Brian Beckham. And on the defensive line, we have number 36, Mike Forbes. Also at another defensive line position, we have Dave Smith. At the other one, we're going to have number 66, Eric Pagel. At linebacker, we have number 54, Scott Amy. At the other linebacker, we have the big man, Bill Nessel. At defensive end, we're going to have Jason Schrader and number 64, Dwayne Van Camp. Oh, excuse me, I introduced Pagel before. At defensive back, cornerback that's number 85, Ollie Mitchell. And at the other one, I believe it's going to be number 31, Matt Zito. And here come the rest of the Huskies. Kind of strange seeing the Huskies in their white uniforms, Todd.
Very strange.
A little bit different, but well, it's the same guys we announce week after week, and here come the other ones.
And this is the starting offense for the Port Huron High Big Reds. We have number 4, Joel Holzberger. Or number 12, excuse me, number 12, Joel Holzberger. Number 17, number 13, Dwayne Weinkoop. Number 24, Dave McDonald. Number 41, Gary Wright, a linebacker. And 42, Dwayne Robbins at the other linebacking position. At number 54, Mike Henkel. At the defensive line, number 58, Terry Wright. And junior Mike Gross at the number 98, another linebacker. And here come the rest of the Big Reds defense.
Little different wrinkle for tonight's game on the part of me and the Assassin.
But just to tell all you people out there, that was the Big Red defense, not the Big Red offense.
Thank you very much, Todd. Tonight's game has been much awaited, much like the Marysville-Port Huron Northern game and later on in the season, the Marysville-Port Huron High School game. Between those three teams, they hold type of a crosstown rival, sister city type thing, and tonight we have the Inside Port Huron edition. The 10th ranked Port Huron Northern Huskies in the state of Michigan Class AA versus the 1 and 2 Port Huron High School Big Reds. The Big Reds really aren't as bad as that 1 and 2 record states, Todd, and the Huskies probably could get snapped right in the rears if they don't get their act straight tonight. You got some keys to the game there, Todd. Let's hear them.
And for the Port Huron Northern for the Port Huron High Big Reds, they must get a pass rush on Troy Schneider. If they don't, and this is a major key to the game, they'll give Schneider will have all the time in the world to pass, and you know that could be downhill for the Big Reds. And another key to the game for the Big Reds is they cannot get behind early, or they'll have to rely on their inconsistent passing game, as you know, in their single wing offense to get them back in the game. So look for them to try and get ahead early, but if they don't, it could be a long hill to climb. And for the Port Huron Northern Big Reds, they must contain super sophomore running back Sean Haskins. And if he starts running amok in the field, it could be a long day for the Huskies. And also, they can't make dumb mistakes and expect to win this game. So if there's any cheap penalties, well, it could be a long game for the Huskies also.
Well, Todd, I guess one you may have left out, or just didn't think it was important enough, but actually is the fact that the Huskies cannot afford to look forward to next week's game against number 1 Utica Eisenhower. If they do, like you said, they slip a little bit, the Big Reds will be all over them. Set to kick is number 5 all-purpose, all-position player, Troy Schneider. Deep for the Big Reds is number 22, Sean Haskins, and the guy covering his number. Number 33, Brian Williams. The kick goes to Williams. Williams goes to his left, his right, trips, falls, and is hit by number 66, Eric Pagel. On comes the Husky defense and the starting Big Red offense.
The Big Reds are led by senior captain number 23 Ryan Enright, and also look for number 22 number 22 Sean Haskins to be the featured back in their single wing attack.
1st and 10, ball on the Big Red 23-yard line. The ball goes to Haskins. Number 23, Enright, who gets a nice gain. It's good enough for a first down, about 12 yards on the carry.
Then play the Big Red offensive line, got a good surge downfield, and Enright made a nice cutback move and got a good 12 yards and the first down.
Lance Nichols in motion, handoff to Nichols. Goes in the middle here, he's met by Eric Pagel, keeps on trucking. Mike Forbes is the man who tackled him. Gain of 5. We have a fallen Husky. Nestle up. Probably just a little bit disgusted with himself. They'll make it 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6, gain of 4 by Nichols.
Look early in the game for the Big Reds put the onus on the Husky run defense. So in these early drives for the Big Reds, it'll be the early test for the Huskies.
That one goes to Haskins, who trips and falls and is, I guess you give credit for the tackle to number 64, Dwayne Van Camp. A loss of about 3 or 4 on the play. That'll bring it to 3rd and 9.
Brought down by Zimmer.
Todd, I guess you have to say that it's almost certain the Big Reds have probably seen the game films from the Port Huron Northern Marysville game, and they saw what Marysville was able to do early on in the game with the inside rush, or inside running game with the fullbacks, and looks as though they're trying it early on.
Yes, you probably have to expect the Huskies will probably also expecting this too, so look for most of the Big Red runs to probably bounce outside.
Well, on 3rd and 9, the ball is going to Enright, who is met and tackled by number 55, Bill Nessel. Nessel, the key to the Huskies' defensive scheme, a senior.
Big Reds bring out the punting unit. Back deep for the Huskies is number 27, Brian Beckham.
Beckham is deep to receive the kick from Terry Wright.
And punting for the Big Reds is Terry Wright.
High snap. Wright gets it away. Beckham gets the punt. He's looking for room. Breaks a few tackles, is eventually brought down by number 45.
Looks like a loose ball, right?
Mike Lump Jr.
Play recovered by Northern.
Well, Todd, the fumble was recovered by Northern, and the Husky offense will take the field, led by number 5. Sensational three-year starting quarterback for the Huskies, Troy Schneider. And like you were saying in your keys to the game, Todd, me and you both watched if we watched it, we announced it too. We both saw the Utica Port Huron High School game, and we saw what their quarterback was able to do on the option. If they can't contain that against them, Troy Schneider may go nuts. We'll see what happens. Brian Murphy in motion. It's a draw to Matt Lumen. Lumen right up the gut, gain of about 3 on the play. He'll bring up second down.
Matt Lumen on the carry.
Look for the Big Red linebackers. Could probably get a lot of action with the Husky running attack, so probably put the onus on the Big Red linebackers in this drive for early in the game.
Onto the field at wide receivers, number 84, Jason Rapson, and number 1, Brady Nelson. Brian Murphy in motion. As we had movement on the Husky offensive line.
Preliminary indication is illegal motion against the Huskies.
Little movement on that left side of the line for the Huskies. They'll make it second and long.
They'll bring up a 2nd and 12.
Make it 2nd and 12 for you statistics buffs out there.
What?
Schneider rolls to pass. It's complete to number 9, Jeremy Lumen. That'll be good enough for a first down, gain of about 15 on the play.
Completed to Lumen. He was knocked out of bounds.
And also a key change for the Huskies up front is number 58, Josh Rawlings, is starting for number 68, Damon Duva, who's sitting out tonight's game. So probably look for the Big Reds to go after the youngster early.
Also, another word of note is that number 59, Brian Maxwell, is not starting tonight's game either. Jeremy Lumen in motion. It's a handoff to Jeremy Lumen. He's stacked up by a host of Big Reds, especially number 58, Terry Wright.
Lumen on the carry. He was stopped by a host of Big Reds in the backfield.
That play was shot right from the beginning, Ryan.
Second down and 11.
Looked like the whole Big Red linebacking core was right in that hole waiting for Matt Lumen, and Wright tackled him for the loss, or excuse me, the no gain. In the game at receivers for the Huskies are number 81, Jerry Gombowski, and number 3, Chris Smith.
Well, the Huskies don't get a majority of their rushing yards on handoffs to the wingbacks. They're going to have to go to the fullbacks if they want it. He's going on a fade to Chris Smith. He's wide open. He's going to go. Take it in. Touchdown, Huskies. Perfectly executed play by the Huskies, Todd.
Yep, that was that famous play of plays, the fade pattern. And Chris Smith had 2 steps on his man. Schneider lofted it perfectly right into his hands, right in stride for the touchdown. Beautiful
analysis there by the assassin, Todd Sass. And wow, did he ever burn his man. Well, Troy Schneider on to kick. The snapper is Chris Utley. Thumbs as he's called by Husky public address announcer John Brown. Huskies lead 7-0. Yep. Well, with 6:32 remaining in the first quarter, Port Huron Northern is up 7-0 on a dandy play by Troy Schneider to Chris Smith. That's exactly what the Big Reds did not want to happen, Todd. They did not want to fall behind early.
With the Huskies, you have a 2-pronged attack. Either they'll beat you with their running or they'll beat you with their passing. And if Schneider and Smith get their act going tonight, it could be a long night for the Big Reds. But it is early, only 6:32 in the first quarter, so look for the Big Reds to go to Sean Haskins.
The golf team's record is now 8-3 overall, 4-3 in the MAC. They defeated Sterling Heights and Chippewa Valley. as well as 4-2 lost to Northern. They defeated Stevenson this past week.
Well, Schneider set to kick again.
Back deep for the Big Reds is Sean Haskins and
Looks like Brian Williams. It looks like he's going to get the ball in the end zone.
Schneider's kick goes into the end
That's
zone.
kickback.
Williams decides
Start
not
at the
to run
20-yard
out.
line.
The Reds will take over. First and 10 on their own 20.
also look for the Big Reds to run behind number 65, David Rockwell, who's 6'2" and 270, is the anchor of this Big Red line. So they want to probably get some inside running yards. They're probably going to have to follow him.
Whoa, that one goes to Williams.
James Esters on the
Excuse me,
carry.
James Esters. Little or no gain on the play.
By Nessel.
2nd and 10. Nessel on the tackle. College scouts really got their eye on Nessel, Todd.
Yes, as he, I think it was last week, attended the Eastern Michigan football game. So, well, the year's young, so we don't know what his decision will be.
Talented young man. He's got the skills. He could do it. He's got a little bit of something going on down there.
Probably legal motion on the Big Reds.
Either illegal motion or delay of game.
Penalty. Offsides against the Huskies.
Ooh, on the Huskies.
Excuse me.
Whoa, mama.
2nd and 5.
And it is 2nd and 5 for the Big Reds on their own 25.
That one's going to Esters, where he's brought down by Nessel.
James Esters again as the carrier.
Gain of around 3.
Again by Nessel. Gain of 4 brings up a third and a short one.
It's 3rd and short right now, Todd.
Knowing the Big Reds, I have to say they're probably going to run the ball.
You were right, it goes to Ryan Enright, but he's met. I don't know, second action may have got him in. He was tackled by Dwayne Van Camp. It's good enough for the first down, he did. Second effort got him that first down. And it is now 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line of the Big Reds.
As you can say, he probably got that first down just by the hair of his chinny chin chin.
I'd have to agree.
Or the nose of the ball.
That too. Either way, it's still pigskin. Snap straight back to James Esters. He's going wide to his right. He's got room. Charlie Zimmer gets him down in pursuit, but not until after a gain of around 15 to 20 yards on the carry. That's another first down for the Big Reds.
As I stated earlier, probably the success for the Big Reds will be bouncing their runs outside, and just in that play, Esters got a nice block from his offensive line and bounced outside and got the first down.
About an 18-yard run by Esters.
Well, it's 1st and 10 from the Big Red 49-yard line, right around midfield. 4:24 remaining in the first quarter. Huskies lead 7-0. That ball goes straight back to Haskins, where he's immediately tripped up by number 37, defensive lineman Dave Smith.
Up in the backfield by Dave Smith.
Looked like Dave Smith was just unblocked on that play and tripped up Haskins just enough so he
2nd and 12.
couldn't go anywhere.
Well, so far, the Haskins has not been the man getting the majority of the yardage for the Big Reds, but I seem to remember that Utica game, he was held in check for a while, and then all of a sudden he exploded, so never count him out. Lance Nichols in motion. Enright kept the ball.
Ryan Enright
Tackle
carrying
made by,
for the Big Reds.
excuse me, Ryan, tackle made by Dave Smith
Stopped
on
by
that play.
Dave
Gain of about 4 on the play.
Gained about 4 brings up a 3rd and 8.
Looks like the Big Reds are just going to try and pound this ball inside and try and knock that Husky defensive line downfield, but they've had limited success so far, but their biggest run was on the outside, so look for them probably just to mix it up a little bit.
So we got a capacity crowd tonight, Todd. Both end zones filled, both bleachers filled, and the handoff goes to, or the snap goes to Enright, who's looking to throw. Nothing doing. Lots of guys in pursuit. He's immediately eventually brought down by number 85, Ollie Mitchell. A little help from Scott Amy on the play.
Scott Amy.
Gain of around,
Pick up a 4th down and 3.
well, around 7 yards on the carry.
Excuse me,
4th and 3. Oh, I'm sorry, Todd.
The Big Reds punting unit comes out there. Terry Wright to do the punting, and back deep for the Huskies is number 27, Brian
Right
Beckham.
is deep. The kick.
Fair catch by Beckham. Ball hits and goes out of bounds around the 20-yard line. That'll make it 1st and 10 for the Huskies, and here they come. Well, that drive right there was an example of why the Big Reds running game is so important to them. Their offense is based on running it anyways, but once they get to 3rd down situations, it just doesn't seem like they have the capacity to get that 7-8 yards, and that's where they run into trouble. 2:10 remaining in the 1st quarter. Huskies lead 7-0. Jeremy Lumen in motion to draw to Matt Lumen, who takes it to his left outside, gain of around 4. He's pushed out of bounds by number 53, James Brookman. No relation to Tom Brookins.
Brookman just one of the young linebackers that the Big Reds have. Also, number 98, Mike Gross, is a junior, so look for these young players of the Big Reds to step up in years to come, or a year to come, excuse me, because they have a 2nd and 8 for the Huskies. Murphy in motion.
It's a handoff to Lumen. Matt Lumen takes it to his left. Close to a 1st down. I believe he's short by what my broadcast partner states as the hair on the chin. 2nd and 1.
Timeout for a measurement.
3rd and 1, excuse me.
As they bring out the chain for the measurement.
Well, it makes it 1st down. Showed that it was actually not short by the hair on the chin, but, well, it was good enough. Makes it 1st and 10, ball on the Husky 28-yard line. Split ends in close. Brian Murphy in motion. 2-step drop. He's going to go to Jared Glembowski, who brings it in with one hand. After a gain of around 5, they go 2nd and 5. Ball on the 35-yard line.
And the tackle's made by number 12, Joel Holzberger. Right after Glembowski made the catch, stuck him, and he went down.
Official timeout.
Checking in for the Big Reds is number 24, Dave McDonald.
Second and 4, Jeremy Lumen in motion. So we had a little bit of antsiness on the Husky offensive line. And I was right. Well, that makes it 2nd and... Well, Brian Maxwell is now taking the field. As though the reason he didn't start was maybe just because he didn't practice all week. A little bit of a health problem for Brian. He's doing a little bit better, and that's good.
2nd and 9 for the Huskies.
Good to see him out there.
Murphy in motion.
It's a handoff to Lumen. Matt Lumen's got lots of room. Nice block by Gombowski. Gain of around 20 yards, out around across midfield. Ball on the
Brought down by Wine
Big Red 49-yard line.
Husky first down.
Eventually brought down by Dwayne Winecoop.
That was a pretty play, Ryan, as Lumen bounced that one outside. His offensive lineman did a good job of sealing the Big Red blockers in the inside, and he got a nice block downfield by number 81, Jerry Gombowski.
Play fake. Pass is complete to number 17, Brian Murphy, who's got lots of room. Takes it outside to his left. Carrying a guy. Not quite into the end zone. He's brought down around the 4-yard line. Gain of about 46 yards on the play.
Pass completed to Brian Murphy.
Strong running after the Big Red safeties had gotten their hands on him.
That will end the first quarter of play there at Memorial Stadium.
Well, that brings us to the end of the first quarter here at Memorial Stadium. The score is Huskies threatening and leading 7-0.
Tonight, Dolores had a few drinks, did some crack, and ended up another tragic story. Only she doesn't know it yet. Drugs make you forget. And if you forget how risky sex can be, you could catch the AIDS virus and not know it for months, even years. AIDS, another way drugs can kill.
You see these commercials every day. You don't even think twice until it's you. And them. I didn't think it would happen to me, or her, but it did. And I'm never going to forget this, ever. And she's never going to remember.
He's looking for the corner of the end zone, not quite going to get there inside the 5. I was a little off on my markings. The refs had the better view of the play.
Brian Murphy on the carry.
Murphy was pushed out of bounds around the 15-yard line on that long pass from Troy
Brought down
Schneider.
by Slade.
Now the ball is on the 4-yard line. It's first and goal.
First and goal, Huskies.
Tackle was made by number 46, Joe Slade. I would expect the Big Red defense to probably be stingy down in this area, so they don't want to go down 14-0 and dig a hole for themselves.
I would say look to Jason Raps in corner of the end zone. That's where they're going. No.
Niners pass.
Cornerback had a hand on him, but
incomplete.
the pass was not thrown very well by Schneider, and that'll make it second and goal.
Against fresh receivers, checking in for the Huskies, number 81, Jerry Gombowski, and number 3, Chris Smith.
Brian Murphy gets the handoff, trips over the Big Red, number 54,
Murphy on the carry.
Mike Henkel.
He was tackled by Henkel. Third and goal from the 2.
I think probably for the Huskies to score on this play, they're probably going to have to go with the fade pattern. Because the Big Reds have pretty much stacked that defensive line, and any inside running will probably go for naught.
Jeremy Lumen in motion. It's a play fake. Schneider's going to probably try and keep it himself. Intercepted by number 18. Ralph Garza.
Ryan, you have to see that play is dead right from the beginning. Schneider got it. Didn't get the look he wanted. Waited. forced that pass into the end zone when Ralph Garza was cutting across, stepped in front and intercepted it.
Garza saw it coming all the way. He stepped right in front of Murphy. Ill-advised pass by Schneider. Probably should have put his head down and ran for the corner of the end zone. That turnover makes it 1st and 10. Garza may have made a mistake and took the ball to the end zone. It's ball first down, 1st and 10 for the Big Reds on their own 7-yard line. Enright takes that one up the gut. He's brought down by Brian Beckham.
Stop by Nessel.
Famed tomahawk chop coming from the Big Red faithful on our left.
8 to 3 on the play. 2nd and 7.
Huskies, well, they're doing their things across the way. 10:06 remaining in the first half. Huskies were threatening and wasted a good opportunity to go up 14-0 here in the first half. Great play by Ralph Garza in the end zone. That one goes to Haskins, who's going to his right. He's got lots of room. It's eventually pushed out of bounds by Matt Zito.
Again, Ryan, that's that extra dimension that Haskins gives you, that added extra burst of speed, and he just got away from Brian Beckham on that one, and Zito came over for the help and forced him out of bounds, but not before he got the first down.
Enright's going to his left, tripped up by Matt Warren.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
I have to say, Ryan, both defenses look pretty stingy tonight.
We're under 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Snap back to Enright. He's going to look to throw. He's under pressure. Throws it up for grabs. Nearly intercepted by number 31, Matt Zito. Good coverage there on number 86.
For Doug Howard. Ball's incomplete.
Doug Howard. Doug Howard's the man for the Big Reds. That's who Enright was going to.
Brings up a 3rd and 10.
Enright's very lucky that wasn't intercepted because he threw that one in triple coverage. And it looked like Zito had the ball for a moment, but it hit the ground and just was an incomplete pass.
Well, let's see what happens. The Big Reds have not been very successful on 3rd and long tonight. See if they can change things for once. Brian Williams in motion. To reverse. Esters with the ball. He's got lots of room. Eventually brought down by Charlie Zimmer, but looks like he's good enough for the first down. Too much room there, Todd.
Yeah, as that looked like the double reverse handoff, and Esters coming from the left side took the handoff and had open field, but it wasn't for the Husky defensive backs. He'd be still running.
Well, it looked like everyone in front of the defensive backfield bought that one for about a wheat penny, and they were going one way and Esters was going the other. 1st and 10, ball on the 35-yard line. 8:29 remaining in the first half. My name's Ryan Relkin, and along with me I have Todd Sass. Handoff or snap straight to Haskins. He's immediately stacked up by a host of Huskies, including Brian Beckham.
Scott Amy also on the tackle. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
Second down and 8. That one to Esters, who hands off to Williams. Got a herd of Huskies.
Ryan Williams on a carry.
The Wolfpack, as they probably should be called.
I've just been asked to announce by the Port Huron Police, will the people please standing in the front rows, please get out of the front rows so people can see. You may not stand front rows. Please move.
Somebody
at
playing
this
party
time.
pooper
Thank
out
you.
there in the crowd as you hear the from the faithful of both the Huskies and Big Reds.
This is a key 3rd and 3 for the Big Reds. Keep the momentum they have going and try and get into the end zone for a score.
Well, so far they're 1 for 3 on first down and see if they can improve things. They look pretty good on that last 3rd down. Lance Nichols in motion. Haskins keeps it, finds a hole. Eventually brought down by Scott Amy. But not until he had a gain of around 10 and first down.
By Zimmer.
Haskins is quick, he found that hole real nice, and
They move into Husky territory on
first down Big Reds.
Northern 46.
I have to say the Big Reds have the single wing going off on all 3 cylinders, as you call it, with their offensive linemen playing good blocks. Their running backs are finding the holes nice and big.
Brian Williams in motion. That one's kept by James Esters. He is stacked up by a host of Huskies, including Bill Nessel, Eric Pagel, Mike Forbes, and well,
By Nessel.
you saw him, you name him.
Also on the tackle, Franco Fusco. No gain in the play. 2nd and 10.
Lance Nichols in motion. Fumble recovered by Dwayne Van Camp. What a play. Looks as though the Big Reds muffed the snap. They weren't quite sure who was supposed to get that one. Looks as though what caused it was when Lance Nichols and Sean Haskins ran into each other. Van Camp, Johnny on the spot, came up with that one. It'll be 1st and 10. Huskies around the 46-yard line of the Big Reds.
Kind of looked like, you got it, you take it, well, I don't have it, and the ball was laying right in the field.
Basically, you're right. 5:28 remaining in the first half. Jeremy Lumen in motion. Straight drop by Schneider. He's going to keep it. He's finding lots of holes. Eventually brought down by number 54.
Schneider to the keeper. Brought down by Ankle.
Mike Ankle.
Gain of 5. 2nd and 5.
Ken Schneider showed you that added dimension of that scrambling ability, but the Big Reds were ready for that, and number 54, Mike Henkel, was there for the tackle.
Well, it's 2nd and 5. Schneider finds Jason Rapson. The forward progress will give him the first down. Great hit there by number 13.
Complete to Jason Rapson.
Dwayne Weinkoop.
Tackled immediately by Joe Holzberger.
That's the wrong guy, Joe
On for a
Holzberger.
measurement.
Is one on the tackle. That's a nice hit.
Yes, he said hello and goodbye, and you're on your butt.
He said so long to you, girl. They can bring out the chains, and as my broadcast partner always states, well, it was exciting playing football. Looks to me like they're a little bit short by a chain length.
Play came up just short. It will be 3rd and inches.
3rd down and a flea's whisker to go.
That was a new one. I never heard that one before.
I'm innovative tonight. Well, let's see what the Huskies do. We got Chris Smith single coverage, but it's a quarterback keeper. It's good enough for the first down.
Schneider on a keeper.
I'd like to remind you to stay tuned at halftime. We'll be bringing you band action.
35-yard line.
I'd also like to say, did you know CPHS Channel 6 is a non-profit educational access channel? With a staff of 7, Channel 6 produces over 200 programs per year. I'll bet you did not know that. First down at 10, ball on the Big Red 34-yard line. Jeremy Lumen in motion, draw to Matt Lumen. He's brought down by number 14, Carl Williams. loss of around 2.
Loss of 2.
Nice play by Williams, who stayed at home on his defensive end position and just waited for Lumen and tackled him for the 2-yard loss.
Second and 12, ball now on the 36-yard line. Jeremy Lumen in motion. It's a handoff to Jeremy Lumen. He's looking for a hole. He's immediately brought down by a host of Big Reds, including number 53, James Brookman.
Jeremy Lumen on the carry. Tackled by James Brookman. 3rd and 11.
We have 3rd and a long 11 for the Huskies. In the game, the receiver positions are number 1, Brady Nelson, and number 84, Jason Rabson.
Jeremy Lumen in motion, play fake. Schneider rolls to his left. He's looking to throw. He's got Lumen open over the middle. Lumen
dropped it.
He's upset with himself, and I guess you could say he's got a right to be.
Schneider's pass intended for Lumen.
That was a great read by Schneider. It looks like we might have saw it before him. We had the better viewpoint. Good job of Lumen to get open, but when you get open like that, I guess you got to come up with the ball. That'll make it 4th and 11. And it looks like the Huskies are just going to say, what the heck, and go for it.
Schneider on that play was looking for his intended receiver, was number 84, Jason Rabson, but he was well covered, so as he ran to the left side of the field, he looked back across the field for Lumen, who dropped the ball.
Well, that was a good non-Rodney Pete quality to look to your secondary receiver. Straight drop by Schneider. All day to pass, complete to 81, Jerry Glombowski. What a play. He's immediately brought down by number 46.
Schneider's pass complete to Glombowski.
Joe Slade, but not until he had a gain of around 20 yards and a first down. What a pass. He threw that right in between 2 Big Red defenders who were double covering on Glombowski.
Big Red 18.
Ball's on the 18-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well, that play all started with a good offensive line protection. Schneider straight drop, looked and found Glombowski for the first down.
We had all day to throw on that one, Todd. That's a credit to the Husky offensive lineman. To draw to Matt Lumen, gain of around 5.
He gained about 4.
He's following
Gross on the tackle. Help from
number
Slade.
58, Josh Rawlings, on that play. Nice blocking by him.
Tackle was made by number 98, Mike Gross.
Well, Chip Rasky stated to me earlier in the week he's going to try and spring Lumen for a big run tonight. See if he does it. Got a long game ahead of us. Brian Murphy in motion. Another draw to Lumen. He's running to Rasky's side, but he's not going to get in. He's not going to get anywhere.
Lumen ball carrier, fumble on the play.
Fumble on the play. Looks like we got a recovery by the Big Reds. Recovered by James Brookman.
Ball is recovered by James Brookman.
Well, what a change of fates there, I guess. Strange game we call football. Minute 29 remaining in the first half. Big Red ball.
On their own 12-yard line.
Not quite good field position, but when the opponent is trudging down deep, well, take what you can. The turnovers are paradise. Straight back to Esters. Esters looking for room. He is smeared by number 54, Scott Amy. Excuse me, number 64, Dwayne Van Camp.
He was tackled by Joel West. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
Fire the Big Reds, they're probably not going to risk a pass at their own end of the field, so they'll probably just run the ball and probably go into halftime knowing they're only down by a touchdown.
I'm sure if you're the Huskies, you got to be hitting yourself in the head. They had a chance, and they've been in Big Red territory 3 times today. They've come up empty-handed twice. I'm sure Coach Delkey will have a few words to say to his troops in the trenches at halftime.
Just a few words.
Or, excuse me, the bunkers at halftime. I guess Coach Ratchie has to say, they've come into our territory 3 times and only scored 1 touchdown. we're in pretty good shape and we can come back in the second half. That's yet to be determined, and we'll see. We're under 20 seconds left. Got a little extracurricular activity going on there.
James Esters on a carry.
No flags thrown. Everything's settled among the players. 1 second
Brought
left.
down by Zimmer.
Timeout, Big Reds. I guess it's time for me to remind you, did you know juniors and seniors in the Port Huron Area School District can take television production class through CPHS 6. In the full year class, students learn to write scripts, use video equipment, and edit productions that can be seen on Channel 6. Talk to the counselor at your school for further information. Back to football action.
The freshman football team remained undefeated under the direction of Coach Dick
We're
Gilligan.
listening on here talking as the public address announcer at Port Huron High School talks about the younger teams. Big Reds have a Mongol horde of talent coming up in their younger farm system, I guess you could say. They're going to be a good football team, Todd.
Yes, with the record of their 8-0 JV team of last year, all of them varsity players, and their fine freshmen and JV teams of this year, the future looks bright for the Big Reds.
Well, I know the Big Red freshman marauded the Marysville freshman as the bell rings, passes up, intercepted by Brian Beckham. He's running and finally bowls over a Big Red offensive lineman instead of looking for a move. And at the end of the first half, the Port Huron Northern Huskies lead the Port Huron High School Big Reds 7-0. We'll be right back. Also remind you to stay tuned for halftime.
Developmental milestones for a 2-year-old include throwing or kicking a ball, marking on paper with a crayon, recognizing familiar pictures, and putting on shoes. If you know a 2-year-old unable to do these things, that child might qualify for special education assistance. Contact Michigan Project Find for more information.
Boy, this is stupid. Hi. This wire under this rug is stupid. It can cause a fire. See, when people walk on the rug, they're walking on the wire till it breaks. And look, hot electricity. It'll burn the rug, maybe while you're sleeping. And the rug will burn the house, and the house will burn you. Put your wires where they can't get broken. Boy, being stupid can really burn you up.